The urban heat island effect. From coast to coast, cities across America and across the world experience the urban heat island effect. This includes major cities such as Los Angeles, Denver, Chicago, and New York. Essentially, the term urban heat island refers to the fact that air temperatures in cities tend to be considerably warmer than in the surrounding rural areas. There are three main causes of urban heat islands. The first of these causes is the fact that the buildings and pavement in urban areas are made of materials that absorb rather than reflect sunlight. During the day, a large amount of the radiation from the sun is absorbed by these urban structures. The tall city buildings create urban canyons that trap the warm air within city limits and prevent mixing with cooler rural air. As temperatures drop during the night, the heat absorbed by the urban structures is released back into the atmosphere. The trapping of warm air in urban canyons and the release of heat back into the atmosphere cause temperatures to be higher in cities. The second reason urban heat islands occur is because urban areas tend to have very little vegetation. Vegetation plays an important role in helping to regulate temperature. Plants evaporate and transpire a large amount of the water within them and on their surfaces. The evaporation process requires a large amount of heat, which is taken from the atmosphere. This helps to cool air temperatures. Large plants, such as trees, provide shading that helps to block radiation from the sun. In urban areas, the lack of widespread vegetation results in less evaporative cooling and shading, and thus warmer air temperatures. Lastly, urban heat islands occur because of what it takes to keep an urban society running. Many of the structures and devices that make it possible to live and work in urban areas, such as automobiles, power plants, and heating and cooling systems, generate heat as a byproduct. The heat that is produced creates significant warming in urban environments, causing their temperatures to be higher than the surrounding countryside. Let's take a look at a few examples of urban heat islands in the United States and abroad. There is a strong urban heat island signature in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, where nearly 230,000 people live. The urban heat island in Baton Rouge causes temperatures in the city to be between 3 and 7 degrees warmer than the surrounding countryside. The image to the right displays this very clearly. Do you notice the different colors in the image? The reds and yellows represent the warm temperatures of the city's buildings and pavement, while the green areas indicate cooler temperatures in the countryside around the city. The urban heat island is exceptionally strong in Santiago, Chile, which is home to more than 5 million people. Temperatures in Santiago can be between 9 and 13 degrees warmer than in the rural areas surrounding the city. Many cities are taking measures to help reduce the urban heat island effect within their borders. Lawmakers in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, now make it mandatory to plant a certain number of trees in all new development. These trees will provide shading and evaporative cooling, which will help to reduce the strong signature of the urban heat island. In Santiago, Chile, there has been a major movement to begin painting rooftops, houses, and other buildings white and other reflective colors. The lighter colors will cause more radiation to be reflected rather than absorbed and re-emitted by the buildings in the city. The urban heat island effect does more than cause temperature increases in urban areas. It has several effects on society as well. Warmer temperatures in urban areas can place an extremely high demand on electricity. This demand is met by increased use of fossil fuels, which in turn worsens air pollution and human health issues. In addition, rainwater that flows over urban surfaces can be exceptionally warm. This warm water eventually drains to rivers, lakes, and streams at a temperature that is much higher than normal for the plants and animals that may live there. Sadly, this can create conditions unsuitable for life in the streams. For this reason, it is important for cities to work to reduce the negative impacts of the urban heat island's effect, however possible. Let's review what we've learned. We've learned that the term urban heat island describes the fact that urban areas are warmer than the surrounding countryside. Urban heat islands occur for three main reasons. 1. Urban structures re-emit heat into the atmosphere, raising temperatures. 2. The lack of plants in cities prevents shading and evaporative cooling. And 3. Many of the devices used to make urban living possible generate heat as a byproduct. The urban heat island effect has negative impacts on society and the environment, and many cities around the world are working to reduce these consequences within their borders. So, as a closing thought, if you were the mayor of a city where the urban heat island effect was noticeably strong, what would you do to help reduce it?